The message arrived at 11:47 p.m. Don't call me. I need space. I stared at those 5 words until they stopped looking like language. Then I typed 6 of my own. Don't come home. I pressed send before emotion could interfere. The apartment was silent except for the old refrigerator humming behind me. Her coffee mug still sat on the counter. Her jacket hung by the door. Everything looked untouched. Everything except us. A minute later, my phone vibrated again. I expected anger, an excuse, another lie. Instead, I read words that hollowed something inside me. I'm not alone. No explanation. No apology. Just 3 words. I didn't call. I didn't ask who she was with. Because deep down, I already knew the answer. Not his name. Just the truth. Truth has a smell. It lingers before anyone speaks. Late meetings. Phone turned face down. Smiles that belonged somewhere else. I had been breathing it for months without admitting I recognized it. That night, I poured myself a glass of water and watched the city lights through the window. People always imagine betrayal arrives like thunder. It doesn't. It arrives like dust. Quiet, patient, settling into every corner until one day you realize you're suffocating. And I decided ... If she wanted distance, I'd give her enough distance to expose everything. She came home the following afternoon. Not because I asked. Because she thought she still could. She looked exhausted, rehearsed. Every movement felt practiced. I stayed with a friend. I nodded. No questions. That unsettled her more than shouting ever could. For the next week I became the version of myself she expected. Polite, predictable, quiet. Inside, every thought sharpened into a blade. I noticed she guarded her phone even while sleeping. She smiled at messages she never answered around me. She suddenly cared about how she looked before grocery shopping. Tiny changes, tiny mistakes, patterns. People think affairs begin with hotels. They don't. They begin with routines that no longer include you. One evening she left her smartwatch charging in the bedroom while taking a shower. The notifications mirrored her phone. I never touched the phone. I didn't need to. One preview was enough. Can't wait until he finally signs the papers. No name, no heart emoji, just certainty. They weren't planning an affair. They were planning a future. Without me. I took a picture of the notification. Then I put everything back exactly where she'd left it. Evidence means nothing if the liar knows you're collecting it. The following days became an investigation conducted entirely in silence. I requested our shared phone records, reviewed bank statements, checked hotel rewards tied to our joint credit card, small charges, coffee shops across town, parking garages she'd never mentioned. Every receipt became another sentence and a confession she hadn't spoken. Then I hired a private investigator. Not because I doubted, because truth deserves witnesses. The report arrived 5 days later. Photos, dates, times. She wasn't meeting a stranger. She was meeting my older brother. The same brother who had toasted at our wedding. The same brother who called every Sunday asking how we were doing. I looked at the photographs without blinking. Pain demands a reaction. Clarity doesn't. The investigator included one final note. Their relationship appears to have lasted approximately 14 months. 14 months. Long enough to become ordinary. Long enough for every family dinner to become theater. I folded the report neatly. Then I called my parents. I invited everyone for dinner the following Saturday. No explanation. Just an invitation. Every trap works better when it feels like kindness. Saturday arrived. My brother laughed as he walked through the door. She carried dessert. Neither noticed the envelope sitting beside my plate. Dinner was ordinary. Weather, work, vacation plans. The performance deserved an award. When dessert ended, I slid the envelope across the table. Before anyone leaves, I said softly, I'd like everyone to see something. Inside were photographs, phone records, hotel receipts, a timeline. Nobody spoke. My mother covered her mouth. My father closed his eyes. My brother reached for the papers. I stopped him. No, I said, you've already had enough. She started crying. Real tears. Maybe from guilt. Maybe from fear. It no longer mattered. My brother whispered my name. I looked directly at him. You didn't betray me that night. I paused. You betrayed me every single day you smiled in my face afterward. Silence answered for him. Sometimes silence is the only honest thing left in a room. I stood, placed my wedding ring on the table. Not dramatically, not angrily, precisely. The divorce papers were filed 3 days ago. She looked up in disbelief. You already knew. I knew enough. I wanted the rest documented. My brother tried apologizing. I raised a hand. No speeches, no explanations, no forgiveness. I walked toward the door before anyone could stop me. Behind me I heard chairs scrape, voices rise, someone crying, someone begging. None of it belonged to me anymore. Their punishment wasn't losing me. It was living with the version of themselves they could no longer hide. Secrets survive in darkness. Truth survives in daylight. I simply opened the curtains. Weeks later, I signed the final documents. The apartment echoed with emptiness. But emptiness is honest. Unlike promises. I packed the last box, locked the door, and left the keys on the kitchen counter. I didn't hate her. Hate keeps people connected. I wanted something colder. Indifference. The city looked different that morning. Not brighter, just clearer. People ask whether betrayal changes you. They're wrong. It doesn't change you. It introduces you to the person you become after illusions die. She told me not to call. I told her not to come home. Neither of us realized that the final thing leaving that house wouldn't be either of us. It would be every lie pretending to be love.